I'm sure we can all recall this one time where a couple of people suggested that the latest stop we just got wasn't the right one for us, or that our pair of jeans weren't of their taste. It somehow ended up in us not liking these items anymore, even though we're the one who bought them because we really loved them. This is the power of suggestion. Now, what if I told you that you could do the exact same thing by suggesting yourself a thought or a goal on a daily basis to make something happening? Wonderful, right? Well, this is the autosuggestion miracle. Right, before starting anything and to introduce you to the power of autosuggestion, let me tell you about this story that everyone will know about. Remember when you were dying to have this very specific product? Whether it was a new car, a new pair of shoes, or a simple bracelet, where you formatted your brain so hard by repeating this idea over and over every single day, that from one day to another, you started seeing this desired product everywhere you were going. Well, this is how powerful this technique is. But let's first start by understanding on a theoretical base what an autosuggestion is. Well, it simply is a hypnotic or subconscious adoption of an idea which one has originated oneself. Now, as you might have understood it, autosuggestion is a double-edged sword, and it is only the result of what your subconscious is being fed with. Feed it with positive, ambitious and motivating thoughts, and you will surely hit the good side of autosuggestion. You'll start seeing that yellow car that you were dreaming of everywhere. It will slowly but surely push you closer to that positive consequence of owning the yellow car. Now feed it with negative and motivating and discrediting thought, and you will start to sink. You'll start seeing everything that is happening in your life as negative, as an obstacle that avoids you more and more of reaching this goal of yours. No man on earth have been able to explain the autosuggestion law. But what has been found though are the following steps. Number 1. Become aware that you have the ability to achieve your goal in your life. Once you are aware of that, the only thing that you can ask from yourself is consistency in your actions toward that goal, and to promise to your own person that you will stick to it. Number 2. You have to realize that the dominating thoughts of your mind will eventually translate themselves into matter, into a physical reality. And again, the only thing you can ask for to yourself is to dedicate at least 30 minutes of each one of your days to focus on your thoughts, to end up creating a clear vision of the person you want to become. Number 3, you need to start developing self-confidence. As you already know that the autosuggestion can eventually translate your thought into their physical reality, you can start training for your self-confidence skills. Number 4, on your self-confidence journey, you have to start writing things down. Write down a description of your burning desire and commit to the fact that you will not quit before having enough self-confidence to achieve your goal. And number 5, realize that self-confidence doesn't mean being above everyone else. It just reflects the fact that you believe yourself as worth succeeding in this goal. Therefore, commit to induce others to serve yourself because of your willingness to serve them. Make sure to get rid of any negative attitude, such as envy, jealousy, or selfishness. This is the self-confidence formula, which you should repeat aloud every single day, to make your thought influence your subconscious and life, as easily as you would let them affect it for your desired yellow car. It is said that before anyone achieve any kind of success, they first achieve it in their mind, and it is quite reliable. Now, nothing can happen by only making your subconscious work. It needs to be followed by certain actions. And how can you apply this principle to your life? Well, it's very simple, and you can follow basic steps. Number 1, write it down. In this first step of the autosuggestion miracle, you want to write and read your statement or goal out loud. To make things more efficient, you want to write it where you will see it more than once every day. As I am sure you do make a great use of your phone, well, this is maybe the best place to write your goal down. You can also create a wallpaper on free websites. Write your goal down and use it as your background image. Number 2, picture yourself. The second step is all about picturing yourself already in possession of the goal. While waking up every single day, you should think about yourself as if you already had achieved this goal. Now, of course, let's be reasonable. If your burning desire is to become a millionaire, don't start spending thousands and thousands of euros every day simply because you already picture yourself as a rich man, because it will surely not last long. I can of course only talk about my own experience, and it is related with becoming a YouTuber. When you are trying to become a YouTuber and you are at the very beginning, just as I am right now, it is sometimes very hard to get yourself to work. And for various reasons. First, it might not feel worth it, and you probably have things to do in your life that are just as important and that you must do. or simply because you do not see results, which both of these end up in discrediting your work towards your goal. But by telling yourself that you already are a YouTuber and that this is your job, then things start to change. Work is getting done simply because it needs to be done. And also because there is a real purpose for you doing this on a daily or weekly basis. Autosuggestion will, on the long term, end up creating two very important things. And the first one is a deep desire. As you keep on telling your subconscious how much you want this specific thing, a craving will be developed and will go surely stronger as time is passing by. The second thing, and probably the most important one, is the creation of faith. Faith is a state of mind which is created by the constant repetition of one thing to your subconscious. By telling yourself every day that you will become this person that you are trying to become, you very quickly start to believe in it. A multi-billion-dollar company that most of us know about, the US Steel Corporation, is the result of one man who applied the autosuggestion principle. For a short story, Charles Michael Schwab was a visionary, a man who wanted to reinvent the steel industry, owned by another man called Andrew Carnegie at that time. The only way for him to make this happen was to get the support of financial titans, and as a main one, JP Morgan. Schwab had a counterintuitive idea when it came to his vision of the future of the steel industry. And when possibly thousands of businessmen thought he was a fool, well, he fed his subconscious with the same thought of achieving his goal. And it is only through his initial idea, consistent efforts, and deep desire or faith to achieve his goal that he managed to create that multi-billion-dollar factory. All of these sayings might seem very abstract and psychological for you right now. And even through the example that I gave earlier, you might still think that everything that happened was luck. You can keep believing that all of these people who succeeded were simply lucky, or that they had advantages that you probably personally don't have. You can also keep believing that you will never succeed because you are unlucky, that you're tired all the time, and that your faith is failure. Or you can start believing in it and start to create your own faith. And as you might be thinking right now, what on earth does this little student have to teach me about autosuggestion? Well, what about the story of one of the most famous actors in the world, Jim Carrey? Everyone out there know about that guy. And we might be thinking that, as a lot of actors, he got lucky with the right background, the right family who had the right contacts to put him in the top of the list. Well, this is far from reality. And here is a short story that simply supports the law of autosuggestion.
I hear this, that you used to go up on Mulholland Drive and park
every night
and visualize seeing yourself as...
Yeah, I would visualize,
This is when you were broke and poor.
You know, right, having directors interested in me and people that I respected saying, you know, I like your work or whatever that is. And I would visualize things coming to me that I wanted or whatever.
This was in like 1987, 85?
Yeah. And I had nothing at that time, so it was like, but it just made me feel better. It made me, at that time, all it really was for me was kind of making me feel better. I would drive home and think, well, I do have these things, and they're out there. I just don't have a hold of them yet, but they're out there.
Okay, so you would get this from what, self-help books or whatever?
Yeah, self-help section.
Self-help section.
They've renamed it the Jim Carrey wing.
So didn't you write yourself a check? I heard that you did. Is that true?
I wrote myself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered, and I gave myself 5 years, or 3 years maybe, and I dated it Thanksgiving 1995, and I put it in my wallet, and I kept it there, and it deteriorated and stuff, but then just before Thanksgiving 1995, I found out that I was going to make $10 million on, I think it was Dumb and Dumber, maybe.
Dumb and Dumber, yeah.
So this is how autosuggestion and the fact that Jim Carrey first had a thought where he would become a famous actor, the fact that he wrote it down and kept on repeating it to himself every single day, and for which he never quit believing. All of this is what started off his career. So why not yours? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.